I believe in Tululin. I believe in Tululin.
Do you ever go to live MMA events? Yeah, I definitely plan to someday. I think that the ideal streaming experience would be to watch cage side and to have the audio for you guys be similar to the audio that you would hear from Rogan or John Anik, but just have a face cam. Basically, I would love to be there cage side commentating, but on my channel with a face cam while I'm right there watching it all. That would be the sickest thing ever. That'd be the sickest thing ever. And then you guys could basically just mute what's happening on the TV. That would be the dream. That would be the best streaming experience ever. And you know what? If I was the UFC, because again, the UFC, they're booking Nick Diaz versus Vicente Luque and Tony versus Michael Chiesa. They just don't know what the fuck's going on, and they don't really care what the fans want. They don't care what the fans want. Otherwise, they'll switch those matchups around. But you know that they won't because they're not paying attention or they just don't care. If the UFC knew how to actually blow up as a sport, if they actually knew what was good for them, they would find people that are dedicating their career to MMA, that have big followings online in the YouTube MMA world where, you know, things are popping, like MMA Guru, The Weasel, me, people like that. And they would have us go to these events and fucking be able to stream right in front of the octagon. If the UFC knew what was good for them, they would invite me to go to these events in front of the octagon, cage side, where you can't see the crowd behind. No, fuck it, you can see the crowd. I have a face cam and the audio is perfect so you guys can hear what I'm saying, but I'm right there. That's what the UFC should do. But they don't, because they'll see a channel like mine and they'll be like, this guy's a pipsqueak. We got to have this other fucker with some tie on for no fucking reason. Octagon side. Like, I know that some of these guys octagon side are judges, but, you know, like, not all of them are commentators. You've got some of these guys with their fucking tie. I think these are the judges, actually. They're talking. Hey! 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 What the fuck? What the fuck? I just looked at the judges' corner and the judge is having a conversation with someone and laughing with someone that's not wearing a tie. Hey! What the fuck? Pay attention. Holy shit, man. Fuck. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. These judges suck. I just saw I was looking at the judges' corner. I was saying, like, dude, I understand these guys are judges, and I see this guy having a fucking convo with someone. Holy shit, bro. These guys don't pay attention to the fights. Either way. Look at this woman with the pink hair octagon side. Okay, fair enough. She's a camera person. You see this guy? See the corner? You see this corner to the UFC hats? I should be right next to them. Look at this guy with his fucking phone. I should be right next to the guy with his phone. With my setup, streaming, reacting. I should be there live. UFC! You need to know what's good for you. Come on. You should be hitting me up. You should hit MMA Guru up. You should hit up the big streamers in the MMA world. They'll bring out Aiden Ross and Sneeko, and they'll bring out, you know, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall. They'll bring out Bryce Hall. They'll bring out WNBA players, and they'll get on, like, hey, I'm done. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. We want real MMA YouTubers and real streamers at the events. Seriously. I'm tired of this. UFC doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's pissing me off, bro. Like, who are these? Look at this pipsqueak. No, that's a social media guy. I get it. You have to have a social media guy there, but still. Get rid of one of these suit and ties, bro. Put me propped up right there. Cage side. Straight up. Let us go rogue live at the arena. Seriously, bro. I'm fucking tired of the UFC. They don't understand how to grow the sport. They know how to maintain it and do what they've been doing. The UFC is stuck in 2015, bro. They're stuck in 2015. They're stuck in 2019. It's time to upgrade. It's the age of streamers. I'm not saying that, you know, I would get more views than Rogan if I was cage side, but, you know, this stream would at least have 5,000 if you could see the crowd behind me and I had a face cam and I was right there live. It's annoying as fuck that the UFC doesn't understand that there's value in this stuff. Because they have a bunch of old heads running shit. They have a bunch of old heads running shit. If I was in charge, I'd be reaching out to the MMA streamers. I'd be saying, yo, come to the event cage side, man. Just have your setups cage side from now on. All right? That's what I would be doing. Obviously, you know, For me, I'd love to do that. That'd be like a dream come true, of course. Wow. Look at that. Crazy, dude. Damn, dude. People getting bricked up. Damn, man. Crazy jiggle on these girls, man. Wait, was there a finish? Dude, Eileen Perez does not seem to be all there. I just looked at her and her eyes were rolling in the back of her head, bro. She doesn't have a whole lot going on in there. But either way, thank you for the 20 NOK. Win judges, they're taking a break. I'm happy that, good for them, I guess. I mean, I understand that they don't really need to pay attention that much. There was like a knockdown. Yeah, but I would love to go to an MMA event live someday. I think the events that I would go to live would be like a shitty UFC Apex night where instead of me live streaming, you can just hear me hooting and hollering in the background. And I could, try to make you guys laugh with that stuff. That would be something that I would do. But I would never go to like a pay-per-view live because I'd want to live stream unless I could be there in person. But the issue is they have a bunch of old heads running the show. They look at people like me and they think that I'm just some doofus. Oh, this guy's just a shit talker. Fuck this guy. Let's get Bryce Hall in here. Oh, this guy's just a doofus, man. We got to get Sneeko. I mean, Sneeko's doing a lot for combat sports. They'll be like, dude, Sneeko, he's like a combat sports guy, man. He talks about combat sports for 1 minute of his, 3-hour live streams every day. And he does boxing every now and then. But then you've got people like me, all right, and these other MMA streamers, MMA Guru, and we're fucking doing 8-hour live streams and recap videos and posting every day. The heck? The fuck is going on with this? They'll have Bryce Hall because he did BKFC once. And they'll be like, Bryce Hall, he's just he's bringing in more eyes than you could imagine. Like, Bryce Hall doesn't bring in any eyes. Oh, shit. She's inviting her to... I thought she was going to invite her to... Oh, my gosh. She's saying no. Respect. Respect Jocelyn Edwards. Jocelyn Edwards didn't want none of that degeneracy. I respect it. Norma Dumont would do the same thing. Crazy. Dana can grow slap fighting to the biggest sport on social media, but the UFC feels stagnant. I know. And you know what? Credit to Dana White, because if you look at the social media numbers, they are actually doing well because it is like a social media sport, right? It's like a short attention span, Instagram clip, TikTok clip sport. So they're doing well with clicks, but I mean, they've completely forgotten how to blow up this sport. They did blow it up, but they're stuck in the past. They need to get with the times. They're stuck in the past. They've got millennials working for them. You need some Gen Z people in there. You need some Gen Z people in there. Okay? It's all millennials that are working for the UFC. And then there's Dana White and the boys. Dana White and the old heads. You got a couple boomers and you got a couple Gen Xers. And then, of course, the millennials that are stuck in 2015. So you got to get people that really know. Because the thing is, I'm not offering anything like... I'm not offering like a whole new way to blow up the Instagram. I'm just saying, instead of bringing in a WNBA basketball player to do like a 5-minute segment on the YouTube channel for UFC, Kelsey Plum or whatever, bring in someone that dedicates their career to MMA, that's a content creator that like constantly puts on for the UFC. You know what I mean? Like, I criticize the UFC, but I love the UFC. I criticize them, but I absolutely love the UFC. I'm not one of these people that says, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna PFL is better." Like, UFC shits on every other promotion. It's the only promotion I really care about. But they should do a better job. And I'm just saying, if you get people in the organization that already love the promotion and are dedicating their career to it without working for it, that's how you know that they're gonna do a good job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.